Hey everybody, this is Unit 3, Formative 1, Day 2, slopes, finding slopes of 2 points. All right, so yesterday, remember, we did slope from a graph, and remember that was the same as finding just rise over run. So we counted either up or down, and then we counted left and right. Today we're going to find slope, or rate of change, okay, of 2 points. So when we do that, basically we're just talking about the change in the y values over the change in the x values. So the equation for slope, to find slope if we're given 2 points, is we're just going to take y1 minus y2 over the first value, x value, minus the second x value. All right, so here we have 2 points, okay? Remember, this is not how we list slope. We list slope as a fraction, but these are our 2 points, and we want to find the slope between them. So the 2 is our first x value, so we're going to call that x1. The 3 is our first y value, so we're going to call that y1, okay? Because remember, it's x comma y when we list a point. Okay, -6 would be our second x value. 4 would be our second y value. So our equation, m equals y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. We're going to take 3 minus 4 divided by 2 minus -6. Okay, notice how it's 2 minus a -6. Okay, so when we have 2 minus -6, it becomes plus. 3 minus 4 is -1. 2 plus 6 is just 8. We can't reduce 1/8, so our slope is just -1 over 8. Very important you don't mess up your signs here. All right, here's another one. x1, first y value, second x value, second y value. So we're going to take y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. Notice how the -1 is actually your second y value. This minus sign is part of the equation. Same thing here. This minus sign is part of the equation. The -6 is your x2 value. All right. So now we have 2 pencil strokes because it's minus a negative. -2 plus 1 gives you -1. -3 plus 6 gives you +3. Remember, if you can reduce your fraction, reduce it. Otherwise, in this case, -1/3 is your slope. All right, here's another one. x1, y1, x2, y2. I want you labeling your points before you start every single time. So in this case, we have -3 minus 4, 5 minus 5. -3 minus 4 is -7. 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay, well, when we have anything divided by 0, this is the same as, if you were to divide by 0 in your calculator, you would get an error. So this is the same as if we were to have a vertical line on your graph. So this would be undefined. Okay? All right, and the last one here, x1, y1, x2, y2. So we're going to take -3 minus a -3 over 2 minus 5. All right, -3 minus -3 becomes -3 plus 3, which is just 0. 2 minus 5 is -3. 0 divided by anything is just 0. So this would be the same as if you had a line that looked like this. So we're going to have 0 fun on the hill, so your slope is 0. All right. Did you know that when jack-o'-lanterns were first created, they were actually made out of turnips? All right, for these last two problems here, what we want to do is figure out if the rate of change, or in other words, the slope of these tables is the same. Okay, so what we want to do is find the change in the y values, so that's what would go on top, and see if the change in the x values is the same. So there's different steps you have to do. So first you have to figure out the difference between your y values, so that would be 80 in this case. Okay, and the difference between 160 and 240 is again 80. Okay, the difference between 2 and 4 is 2, and the difference between 4 and 6 is also 2. Okay, so basically your rate of change is going to be consistent because it's 80, 80, and 2 and 2, because everything is consistent here. Okay, and so your rate of change would just be 80 over 2, which is just 40 over 1. Which means in this case you're traveling 40 miles in 1 hour, because your y values are miles, your x values are hours. Remember, your x values are on the bottom, your y values are on the top. So 40 miles in 1 hour. All right, let's try this one. We have 80 to 60 is negative 20. 10 to 20 is positive 10. This one goes minus 20. This one goes minus 20. This one goes positive 10. Positive 10. So same increments every single time. Okay, so your rate of change would be your y values, which is negative 20, over 10, which reduces to negative 2 over 1. Okay, and in this case, your rate of change is consistent. That's your rate of change is negative 2 over 1, which means there's the water left in the pool, okay, and the time per minute. So, negative 2 over 1 would be your slope. Or it's decreasing at 2 gallons per minute. All right, and that is your video for today on finding slope between 2 points. We will see you later.